Well, good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as. Oh, wait, I'm off today. The mailman, as you all well know, the mailman always delivers. Excuse me. I'm here to hopefully deliver you a mock draft 7.0. No trades in the first round. Every week we gather more information. Stay tuned for next week while I do a uh, multi-round. I don't know how many rounds. Multi-round with trades prior to me leaving for Detroit. Me, Primetime Phil, the Godfather, the OG, Mark Holmes, David Wiley, the chef. We are taking Cowboys Mafia with us to Detroit. We are excited. We're getting ready. Still a lot to do between now and then. And Mock Draft 7.0 is one of them. But before we get into that, um, just wanted to say I did fall asleep last night. I hurt my ankle at work, at home, and didn't feel like streaming UFC 300, but I did watch it last night. My God, there was way too many fights to talk about. But the Justin Gaethje Holloway fight, Max Holloway, wow, you want to talk about BMF? That's what makes you a BMF. Being up 3 rounds to 1, dominating the fourth round, 10 seconds to go, pointing to the center of the octagon, saying, let's go at it. With 1 second left, Max Holloway put Justin the Highlight Gaethje's lights out. Wow. Shout out to Justin. In my opinion, this should not stop Justin one iota. He shouldn't drop. He should still get that shot or be up near the top. But football channel, I'll stick to football. I just wanted to let everybody know I was elevating my ankle. I'm trying to get it healed up pretty good, so when I go to the draft, I'm not letting a guy with one ACL, beat me. I'll be good to go. But as we sit here on this Sunday morning, April 14th, we are literally, and as I look, I will be home or almost home from Mark's house in 2 weeks. It will be over from 2 weeks from today. We'll probably leave the draft sometime on Saturday afternoon, head back to Virginia. I'll hang out there, get up on Sunday, and head back home. But yeah, time flies when we're having fun, and we are having fun when it comes to draft season. You know, if anybody saw I'm sure if anybody's watching my videos, which by the over 8,500 people that have subscribed, I woke up to 300 people, subscribing overnight, which is pretty exciting. As we talked about, Dallas has put themselves in a position to have to draft for need. But if Jimmy Johnson, as we talked about, truly is involved in calling the shots, if he's calling the shots around here, which we all know who's calling the shots, right? We all know who really is calling the shots. But you know, I believe they're going to trade out of the first round. It's not sexy when I do this. 7.0 first round mock draft. This might be my last. I might do one more. I'll probably do an 8.0 next week. And then I don't know. We'll see. But I'll definitely do a multi-round. They won't be 7 rounds, people. I'm not that good. Well, where there's trades involved. But I'm looking for the Cowboys. I'll be solely worried about the Cowboys. When I do a 1 round mock, this is what everybody else needs. I'm going to take what I think, and we'll work through it as we go. But let's change the camera and get ready for mock draft 7.0. Here we go. All right, we have our 5 rounds. We're going to select all because we're picking for everybody, people. We are picking for everybody. Enter solo draft. Bam. There we go. We are on the clock. I love that sound. How's the lighting? Should I do this? Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Here we go, people. Here we go. With this the Chicago Bears with the first pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Chicago Bears select, most likely a mistake, best quarterback. Nah, second best quarterback on the board, in my opinion. Caleb Williams is gone to the Chicago Bears. That's been locked in for a while. You know what I told you, people? I told you I would have kept Justin Fields, traded this pick, loaded up, a la a Jimmy Johnson. Loaded up, got your offensive line, got your edge rusher, got your receiver. You could have gotten all your needs to put around an established a quarterback who needs a little help. They're going to go young again. This is why you Bears fans, if you watch this, I'm not, he's not Troy Aikman, people, meaning Caleb Williams. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks there. To me, Justin Fields had some question marks, but I like the player. And you could have drafted a quarterback late in this draft. Um, you just could have, and you gave him some competition. But it's over, people. So that sets up the Dallas Cowboys big rival back in the day. Hey, listen, Commander fans, you're no longer our main rival in the NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles have long since taken over that. And you know why that is? That is because the Philadelphia Eagles win. When you win, you are our rival. The Commanders, yeah, you may beat us. That's your Super Bowl, but you haven't won nothing, man. Until you start winning. Maybe Dan Quinn will help you do that. But Washington Commanders with the second pick take the best quarterback in the draft, Jaden Daniels. I've been doing that for a while. If they do not do this, I heard they brought in J.J. McCarthy to the hey, listen, everybody who says they don't have any ties to Michigan, they brought him in. Okay? They brought him in. They're sitting number 2. Either they don't like Caleb Williams, right? Either they don't like Caleb Williams, and they're bringing in, J.J. McCarthy. I'm telling you, Caleb is not that guy. Jaden Daniels, if he's gone number 1, that's why they brought in J.J. McCarthy, because maybe they're not in on Caleb. Maybe Caleb is Bo Callahan from draft day, right? Maybe he didn't go to his a team's birthday party or whatever. You know what I mean? So we move on to the New England Patriots, a possible trade down scenario or a trade up scenario for teams like the Vikings. We'll get into all the trades next week. But if we're sticking and picking, everybody seems to be coming on to, no, I'm not saying the pro scouts didn't know this already, okay? Let's just start there. I'm not saying that the pro scouts didn't know this already, but I knew it. Drake May's not that guy. I'm not saying he's a bust, but he's a project in the highest of fashions as far as processing goes in the NFL. Processing NFL defenses, sometimes he looks like a world beater against lesser talent. And sometimes when a game plan is set forth against him, he struggles. Not to say he can't get the job done. He has all the measurables you would like in an NFL quarterback. But in this particular situation, whether it's the New England Patriots or a team trading up to this spot, we are not going Drake May. No, people, we are going none other than J.J. McCarthy. Put it in the comments. When was the last time the first 3 picks in the draft went quarterback, quarterback, quarterback? And yes, I forgot the NFL draft ding. You get the point. This next pick also could be a trade back scenario. Remember, I told you that there's a lot of players on the board that the Arizona Cardinals could use, and I think a trade back would be wise for them to do. I'm not saying trading back a lot, but I'm maybe saying trading back to get that last upper echelon quarterback, or is it? Now we're hearing Bo Nix jumping ahead of Michael Penix. Lot of lot of stuff being said, which is why I love the NFL draft. Dallas Cowboys aside, I'm an NFL draft fan, regardless of team. I just love this time of year. I think my dream job would be working for a team being involved with the NFL draft. That would be the best. But for the sake of this exercise, we're going to stick with the best player available, in my opinion, the Arizona Cardinals with the fourth overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Take Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, he wants to go to the Cardinals to play with a Kyler Murray. There you go. Now, next pick, okay? This is a situation. Where, again, you got to remember the Chargers need weapons, right? The Chargers do need weapons. They do have a high pick in the second round. I believe I've been flip-flopping, right? I've been flip-flopping with tackle. Remember they took Slater? Yeah, they took Slater, he's had an okay NFL career. Slater, I mean, he's good, but I don't know that he's good as everybody thought. Now, I'm not saying he can't get there. He's still a young player, but I've gone back and forth with Joe Alt Jr., but just remember, they lost Mike Williams and they lost Keenan Allen for salary cap reasons. After really thinking about it, with the fifth pick, the Los Angeles Chargers. Yes, I got it right. The Los Angeles Chargers take. Where is he? Offense. There he is. Malik Neighbors. My favorite wide receiver in this year's draft. Again, that could be an offensive tackle, but I think because they've lost so many weapons, look out for Malik Neighbors. Just to give you a possible trade down a situation here as well, because I think Brock Bowers would really, really help out that quarterback, the young quarterback who everybody seems to be crapping on these days. But again, he had Kellen Moore as his offensive coordinator, and his head coach was a dunce. So we'll see. But I'm going with Malik Neighbors. That sets up the sixth pick of the NFL draft. I don't. Why does it say team logo? You guys see that? Oh, it's the Giants. Okay. They must be having a glitch in the system. But the Giants are on the board. Okay. I'm going to make the decision for them. With J.J. McCarthy off the board, I don't believe that the Giants... now, the Giants may be a team that moves up a couple spots to take J.J. I doubt it. But the Giants, I believe, have to do the right thing. Do not get sucked into Rome Odunze. He's great. Brian Thomas Jr., he's great. They need to sit and take the best possible player to help their team and to help Daniel Jones. Okay, you just can't take a quarterback to take a quarterback, people. You know how I feel about Drake May. So that leads me to either Brock Bowers or Joe Alt. Joe Alt is an absolute beast. You got Olu Fashanu, but if you want a true left tackle, true, you have to go Joe Alt Jr. And again, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, this is not good. But again, I'm drafting what's best for these teams, okay? This is what I think should happen. All right. Now, this is the Tennessee Titans are on the board. They need offensive tackle, corner, linebacker. Linebacker's not going this early. Wide receiver, defensive tackle. I think this is another opportunity to see an offensive tackle go off of the board here. I'm not going to give them Olu Fashanu, or am I? I'm going to give them, in my opinion, the next best guy. Everybody said, oh, if this guy drops. He's not dropping to the Cowboys. He's not. With the seventh pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans take Talise Fuaga, right tackle out of Oregon State. Now, this is a guy that they've talked about possibly um, playing left tackle, but he has been a right tackle. It's not a given that he could do that. Atlanta Falcons are on the board. We know what they need. They need edge rusher. They need corner. They need wide receiver. Now, you know that they have weapons in Atlanta. You know they have a tight end. Brock Bowers is not a position for them. I believe that this is I've been doing it. Dallas Turner, Dallas Turner, Dallas Turner, Dallas Turner. But I'm going to switch it up and give Kirk Cousins yet another weapon. Or am I? I think first round, you need to take best available. And I think best available at this point, I think they switch it up on everybody. Um, I think they switch it up, people. And I believe it's going to be one of two players. I think it's going to be either Rome Odunze, 6'2", 212. He attacks the ball. He goes and gets the ball. Great red zone threat. Either Rome Odunze or Jared Verse over Dallas Turner. 6'3", 254. Yeah. This could possibly be a trade down situation as well. But I'm going to switch it up, people, for the sake of this NFL draft. We're going to go Jared Verse. Jared Verse, who I believe is the best all-around edge rusher in the draft. Not the best pass rusher, best all-around run, stopping the run and stopping the pass. The Chicago Bears are licking their chops. They need a quarterback. Oh, wait, they got their quarterback. They need a edge rusher. Look for edge rusher. They need a wide receiver. Okay, so the Chicago Bears are going to get their quarterback of the future in Caleb Williams. They're going to give him weapons. They're going to give him weapons. They're going to give him weapons. I think they give him one right now. Kind of like how Joe Burrow got his boy Jamar Chase. I believe Rome Odunze goes to the Chicago Bears to team up with a young rookie quarterback. And let's go, man. Let's go. I like where this is going. The Chicago Bears solidify their offense for now. Yeah, I mean, could they use offensive tackle? Sure, but Olu Fashion was really the only tackle this high, I think. We do have Troy Fontenot still on the board. After that, then it's a bunch of ifs and buts were candy and nuts. So, all right, let's move it along here. New York Jets, we know what they need. They need wide receiver, offensive tackle, safety, tight end. This is where wide receivers, I don't believe they go here. I believe they're going to get a tackle here. They do have a often injured Tyron Smith. So I'm thinking, who's the next left tackle there? Or is this Brock Bowers' time? Is this a tight end that could help Aaron Rodgers in the red zone? At the end of the day, they need to be smart and proactive and take care of their investment for the however long he wants to play. Let's go to the offensive tackle. Troy Fontenot, Olu Fashanu. Troy Fontenot, Olu Fashanu. I believe this is how it should go. Game time, Bryan's picking. We're going with Troy Fontenot to the New York Jets. I believe he's arguably the top 3 left tackle in this draft. Fashanu, he's the guy. He's a big boy. He's got 8.5-inch hands. They're going to look for reasons to go with Troy Fontenot. Young player, could learn a little bit. Ceiling is great, but man, his footwork is second to none. Okay. The Minnesota Vikings are on the board. They need quarterback in the worst way. They need defensive tackle. They need offensive guard. what do we do here for the Vikings? I believe they're in a position to have to take a quarterback. They have to, right? They're going to take a quarterback. Um, they're going to take none other than Drake May is going to be in with the Vikings. You still have Bo Nix on the board, and you have Michael Penix Jr. Then you're getting after that. Then you're getting Spencer Rattler and a cast of others. We'll get to that when I do my multi-round mock draft. But yeah, for the Cowboys next weekend. Next weekend. Next weekend. Wow. Yes. So there we go. Drake May drops to number 11. They really like McCarthy. They could be that team that could jump up and snag him, but we'll see. That sets up number 12. This one also, they need a quarterback. This is the worst situation to be, people, if you're a team in need of a quarterback when you see four of them go already. Four, right? Yeah, we had Williams, Daniels, McCarthy, and now Drake May. They are, this shouldn't happen, people. I'm just telling you now, this should not happen, but they are the odds-on favorite, the Denver Broncos. I saw this last night. They are the odds-on favorite to select Bo Nix. Bo Nix is, the Broncos are the most favored team to draft him. So we're going to go Bo Nix, whether it should happen or not. That's how far it is. We're going to go Bo Nix to the Oregon zone, the primetime Phil zone, his alma mater, Bo Nix, University of Oregon. The Duck will now be a Bronco. So let's ride. Bronco Nation. Let's ride. So, all right, we're moving down to the Oakland Raiders. Well, they need a quarterback. They need an offensive tackle. They need a running back. This is a situation where it's either quarterback or offensive tackle. Okay? This is a situation that if you're a team like the Eagles or the Cowboys, you're loving life because you don't need, well, if you're the Eagles, you don't need a quarterback, right? So you want all these quarterbacks to go. Again, we're going to be going down a rabbit hole here, but I don't believe Michael Penix goes this early, or do I? They need quarterback. I think they should go offensive tackle here. I really do. But we're not going to do it because of need. Unfortunately, they see upside in this quarterback. Michael Penix Jr. is off the board. All the other teams are like, oh my God, look at all the players that are dropping into our lap. So number 14 is on the board. There we go. This is where it starts to get interesting. But with this player still on the board, he's a tackle, people. If you look at some of the offensive tackles you got Fashanu, Mims, Latham is probably a guard. And then you got more riskier picks down here, which I think these guys should be reversed big time. But Jordan Morgan, a lot of people see him as a guard. So this is an easy one for me. You got to stay and take the best player on the board. They need tackle and they need guard. Okay, they need tackle and they need guard. I'm going to switch it up and go J.C. Latham. I love J.C. Latham. I think he is a beast. I think Olu Fashanu's hand is going to make him drop down the board a bit. J.C. Latham is a mammoth of a man, 6'5", 342. Really love the player out of Alabama. It is a little bit of a risk. You know how those Alabama offensive linemen transition to the NFL. It doesn't always work. I don't believe that's an issue with this player. That brings up the Indianapolis Colts. This is where you're going to see teams starting to trade up for that last offensive tackle that should probably go in the first round, not named Zamarius Mims, who only has eight college games at the University of Georgia played, two bowl games. So he had 6 regular season games with the Georgia Bulldogs and 2 bowl games. So Fashanu is on the board. His lights are blinking. His lights are blinking loud. People are like, we need to go up and get that. So this is an opportunity for a trade up situation. But since we're not doing that, they need wide receiver, a cornerback, safety, edge rusher. I think this is a situation where the slide ends. I think you need to just take the best possible player. And I believe Dallas Turner goes, to the Indianapolis Colts. Teams like the Eagles are loving what's going on. I know they lost Verse, but a lot of corners are on the board. Eagles are a very, very, very strong possibility. They're loaded with draft picks to move up to this area to get the player that they want, possibly a Dallas Turner or a Terry Arnold. Again, I think you need to take best player available in round one and yet another Alabama player off the board. 16, offensive guard, offensive center, linebacker, defensive tackle. They're a little bit upset with the fact that Latham has gone with the Jackson Powers Johnson news with the concussion issue. I don't know if that's really going to make him drop in the draft, or is that people who want him that are trying to let him slip. But at this point, offensive guard, offensive center, linebacker, we are going to I believe this is where he goes, people. I believe Olu Fashanu the slide continues. I think they go with arguably one of the best players at with flexibility who can play guard and center. One, Graham Martin goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Haven't done that yet in mock drafts. He's gone, people. Again, we need to be realistic. Sitting and picking a 24, you're going to get, I know Broad has said he has 22 first-round graded players, which means now, again, with all these quarterbacks that are gone, I guarantee you, when Dallas is there at 24, there will be a first-round graded player. So they would have to trade away from that player. What if it's a wide receiver? This is why it sucks that we are in a position that we didn't address any needs. But moving right along, Jacksonville Jaguars, they need corner, wide receiver, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. Again, you need to protect your investment, okay? They need a cornerback. I get it. This draft is solid for corner. There's a lot of corners in this draft. You don't need it in the first round. I think you need to really be cognizant of Brian Thomas here. Brian Thomas, the wide receiver, or look at Olu Fashanu still on the board. Again, I think they're going to go with the sexy pick. I think they go Brian Thomas Jr. here. Sucks he's off the board, but I think for them, that's what they're going to do. I probably would have went the offensive tackle, but again, is what it is. Now, with the wide receiver gone, the Bengals are excited upon belief because they need offensive linemen. Joe Burrow is vowing, to stay healthy, and this is where they take Fashanu. Should not have dropped this far. People are worried about small hands. I think I have almost 8-inch hands. So think about that. And I'm 5'8". So Fashanu drops to the Bengals. Hadn't had that before. But as I get information, I'm going to pass it on to you guys. All right, moving along. The Los Angeles Rams are on the board. They need cornerback, edge rusher, linebacker, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. I don't necessarily agree with that order. I think Byron Murphy should be strongly considered here. They lost Aaron Donald, who retired. Byron Murphy is an Aaron Donald light type player. Um, Cornerback, edge rusher, linebacker, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. Chop Robinson is there. Leatu Latu. He's had some issues with his hips, I'm hearing. But I'm gonna do this because of the depth in the cornerback position. I am going to do this. I am going to give them Byron Murphy. He's going to slide in. He is an unbelievable player on defense. He will be that Aaron Donald replacement. He's not Aaron Donald, people, but that's what I want to do. Moving right along. Pittsburgh Steelers, we know what they need. Offensive tackle, offensive center, cornerback, wide receiver. Um, Offensive tackle, offensive center, offensive tackle, offensive center. Unfortunately, for us Cowboy fans that are hoping that this guy would drop, this is going to be Terrion Arnold or Amarius Mims. Terrion Arnold or Amarius Mims. Um, I think I'm going to go with Arnold here. Or are they? Yes? No. I think they go Mims, people. I think they go Amarius Mims. Uh, that could be Arnold. Remember, they did draft Joey Porter Jr. last year at the top of the second round. A cornerback draft is very deep. I don't think I took a corner yet, which is very interesting. But because of all the ridiculousness with the quarterbacks, again, look for teams like the Eagles to trade up. The teams like the Eagles will trade up, but in this scenario, we're sticking and picking for the teams that have needs. Okay, now we're moving right along here. The Miami Dolphins have been wiped out. Are they the ones that take Jackson Powers Johnson? Are they the ones that need offensive? But they did bring in a center, so I don't know that that's the case. Offensive guard, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, wide receiver, a cornerback. I think Terrion Arnold needs to be considered here, right? He does. He absolutely does. But in this scenario, where I believe the centers also, this is going to be either Jackson Powers Johnson or this is going to be Kingsley Suamatea. I know it's early for Kingsley, but he's getting a lot of love as of late. Look who's on the board, people. Brock Bowers is on the board. At what point does Brock Bowers leave the board? Ninth rated prospect. That's scary that Brock Bowers is still on the board. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you, everybody. Eagles are on deck, just salivating with all the great players that are still on the board. I'm going to do it, people. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. I am going to do it. I hit the wrong button. I gave him Kool-Aid, people. That's not good. Hold up. All right, let's act like I took Kingsley Suamatea. So Kingsley Suamatea is off of the board. Sorry, I screwed it up. But Kingsley Suamatea is off the board. Kool-Aid is still on the board. So let's go with that. So Eagles are on deck. They're licking their chops because they got Latu. I don't know that they would take Latu there. They got Terrion Arnold. You have to go Terrion Arnold here or Kenyon Mitchell. I mean, they just do. If I'm the Eagles, they're not going to take Brock Bowers. Terrion Arnold goes to the Eagles. Again, this is Kingsley Suamatea, so he is not available for anybody else in the first round. Minnesota Vikings are on the board. We know what we gave them in round one. We gave them Drake May. So what do they need? They need defensive tackle, offensive guard, and corner. Looking at it, defensive tackle. Johnny Newton is there, staring them in the face. A really good three technique. So what would I do if I'm them? Probably go Johnny Newton, but I think they need to go Mitchell out of Toledo. Uh, Really good cornerback will come in and help their defense. Dallas Cowboys are on the clock, people. The Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Would we dare take Brock Bowers? Brock Bowers' slide continues. You know how I feel. If this is how it's sitting, I'm trading back for, and we could use Brock Bowers as that guy to trade back. But since we're not, number 24 for us, you're looking at guys like Guyton. Sua Mate is gone. Remember, I screwed up, hit the wrong button. Kool-Aid McKinstry is available, but he's dropping to the second round. So let's just act like Kool-Aid is with the Dolphins. They're not going to take Christian Haynes at this point. Tyler Guyton, my original. But I believe if this is how it fell, Latu, do we take him? If this is how it fell for the Dallas Cowboys, bring me the concussed Jackson Powers Johnson. Bang. That's it, people. He's dropping right into our laps. And under this scenario, I would trade back to the bottom of the first and then hopefully trade back again into the 30s and 40s and then load up on the picks that I really want. That brings up 25. They need linebacker, a corner, offensive guard, offensive tackle. I think this is where the slide ends. Brock Bowers goes and helps out a young Jordan Love who sliced and diced our ass in the first round of the playoffs last year. Jordan Love, who also opens in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles. Brock Bowers, the slide ends, goes to Green Bay. That brings up 26. They need edge rusher, a corner, offensive center, offensive guard. I believe this is either Chop Robinson, Nate Wiggins, he's gone, or a Jordan Morgan or a Christian Haynes. But for this, we're going to go Chop Robinson goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Arizona Cardinals are on the board. They already took Marvin Harrison Jr., so they need defensive tackle, cornerback, offensive guard. Latu is still on the board, dropping because of the hip issue. I believe they go with Johnny Newton. That would either be Johnny Newton or Nate Wiggins. And Nate Wiggins' issues are he's 170 pounds. He's tall. Kind of reminds you of a Forbes with the Washington Commanders. But just saying. Just a little something. Number 28, Buffalo needs wide receiver, safety, edge. They need a lot. There's a lot of wide receiver in this draft. There's no reason to jump to take one in round one. Guys that are, Adonai Mitchell, possibly, but I'm hearing some negativity surrounding him and his relationship to Tavondre Sweat. I think Keon Coleman's a second rounder, is an option. He is. So you think of that name. Xavier Worthy is a speedster with this new rules with the kickoffs. That's a possibility. He's going to be more valuable now than he was a month ago before the rule change. But I don't see how we could not take Cooper DeJean here. He's probably the best athlete on the board at this point. He helps in need. They'll get their receiver next round or somewhere in the top 3 rounds. Sets up Detroit. They got edge rusher, cornerback, defensive tackle. They're looking at it. Do they love themselves and Nate Wiggins? Latu is way too exciting for them. I'm not sure that he fits in their scheme, but he's the best pass rusher in the draft. That the Detroit Lions stick and get an unbelievable player in Latu. You have to take him there. Number 30, wide receiver, offensive guard, edge rusher, safety. I believe this is where they're not going to go wide receiver in round one. I don't believe they will. I believe they go Tyler Guyton. Remember, Kingsley is gone, or a Jordan Morgan. They need offensive guard. Offensive tackle is down here. I believe, or a Christian Haynes. You know what? We are going to switch it up, people. Um, these cards are close. Jordan Morgan's got the short arms. We're going to go Christian Haynes, offensive guard, UConn to the Baltimore Ravens. Just got a feeling. Just got a feeling. That sets up the 49ers, who need offensive tackle, corner, defensive tackle. I think this one's an easy one. They love Jordan Morgan. But some teams don't know if he's a tackle or guard. I think they go with Tyler Guyton to the San Francisco 49ers. He's a Tyron Smith clone who needs some work. I think the Niners have a great developmental organization, and I think they will get him that work, and I think that's where it goes. Sets up 32 to round out the mock draft 7.0. The Kansas City Chiefs needs a wide receiver, offensive tackle, linebacker, defensive tackle. I believe that I believe offensive tackle, linebacker, defensive tackle. How this fell, I believe they will wait on what. Remember, he's gone, people. Kool-Aid is on the board. I believe that they would go with Jordan Morgan. He can play offensive tackle. He can play guard. He's a plug and play. He's about as ready as they come. People get worried about his short arms, his T-Rex arms. But that's it, people. That is, oh, you know what? I picked 5 rounds. So there it is. I'll just scroll it. Instead of picking 1 round, I picked 5. So this is how it went, everybody. I'll slowly go through. Let me know what you think about that first round. That's how I got it. Let me switch the camera. That's how I have the first round going. So let me know what you think in the comments. Sorry about hitting the wrong button, but this is broadcast media, so we're good. But I will be having a live stream sometime today. I'm going to set it up shortly, probably 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock for my new members if you want to join. If not, we'll just do a live stream and talk whatever we want to talk about. All right. So with that being said, Game Time Brian, otherwise known as a mailman. Hopefully I delivered your team a good mock draft for round 1. Let me know what you think. Peace out. Later.